Hey guys, Nick Pelshot here with our multi-part series on the American Armed Forces with Nick Talks America. As always, I'm brought to you by my good friends Chris and Lee at New American Funding. Today I'm joined by Honorably Discharged Army Corporal James Martinez. Welcome, James.
Hey, Nick. Thanks for having me here.
Today, we're talking about the history of the United States Army. But first, I'd like you to respond to a Navy man that said the U.S. Army is still looking for batteries for their chem lights. Do we give him a pass?
That's okay, because we trust our Navy brothers.
So tell us a little about the history of the U.S. Army.
Okay, so the history of the U.S. Army. The Continental Army was created on the 14th day of June in 1775. Now, that's a very, very specific date for us Army dogs. Basically created by the Second Continental Congress as a unified army for the colonies to fight Great Britain. Of course, with our Commander-in-Chief, George Washington, the U.S. Army was initially led by men who had already served in the British Army or had military skills from the British. They used their tactics, or what we call British military tactics at the time. But as the Revolutionary War had progressed, many European soldiers came on their own way from other countries, and we had a whole variety of skills and tactics and abilities that were taught, especially by the French and by the Prussian.
So that's what led to the existence of our modern army?
Let's jump over the Civil War and the War of 1812 and go straight into World War I. So, as we know, in 1917, the War Department created a combined volunteer organization and service called the National Army. After World War II, the name was then changed again to the Army of the United States. And this is what we kind of know of today as the U.S. Army. The Land Service, or the branch of the United States, it is most often referred to as the United States Army. And again, we are the oldest, most senior branch of our U.S. military in order of precedence. Hooah! Now I say that because that's an Army thing. Hooah! Not an Air Force thing, not a Marine thing, not a Navy thing. You know, the Marine Corps, they say that hoorah. You know, the Navy, they say hoo-yah. And you know what the Air Force says, Nick? I think they just stand up and get off that chair, and I think they just go, hey.
Well, thank you, James, for that brief look at the history of the United States Army. Next week...
Wait. I've got more. Hold on. I told my son I want him to join the Army and not the Navy because both are a waste of semen. Oh, yeah. How about in the Marines? In the Marines, they teach you to run towards people shooting at you. In the Army, we teach you to shoot back. Jeez, I cracked myself up. Okay. And then did you know that the Air Force watches The Little Mermaid on a loop so they can prepare for the aerial assault? Okay. All right. Enough. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Yeah, you can see yourself out. Next week, the history of the United States Navy. But for now, if you have a question about your military benefits, especially about buying a house through your military benefits, talk to my friends Chris and Lee at New American Funding. Lee is a former Navy man and knows his stuff. And if he doesn't, he can put you in touch with some people who do. If you're looking for a new house, you gotta pay for it somehow. And my buddies Chris and Lee at New American Funding are the somehow. You found the house and now you need the loan. Chris and Lee at New American Funding can get it done. Give them a call. I'm Nick Pelshot, checked and cleared. Have a better one.